What's up, everybody? I'm Yogi Chris, captain of IMC Nation, founder of Ninth Limb Yoga. I know there's an echo, but we're in a big empty house because we don't have any furniture because we travel light, but we got this really dope pad here in Las Vegas. IMC Nation has moved to Las Vegas, and so I'm streaming to you this podcast episode. I'm actually going live on Instagram right now with Sultan, guardian of IMC Nation, who lives also with AZD for the last 4 years here at Base 1, which is now moved to Las Vegas. He's got one of these Instagram accounts that's blowing up because so many people are attracted to the clips that we take from free AZD lectures and put them out. Lots of little truth bombs and red pill statements, and just really coming from the beingness of the top player on earth with multiple beautiful relationships, loyalty, and lives like a player, lives like a bachelor, lives with us, and doesn't live with his girls. And that's phenomenal. That's an innovation to mankind, to the culture of mankind, that to actually have a successful, healthy relationship, you don't live with your woman. And if you really want to thrive, you live with other men. And of course, now solve that problem. How do you find men to live with that don't hold you back? That you're not going to break apart, that women won't get between you. That's where IMC Nation philosophy comes in. That's where the education comes in. So guys, you can check out the links in the bio or the description or whatever. Join the entry-level program, which is $97 a month. But I'm sure you'll hear more about that throughout the stream. So I'm going live right now with Sultan. He's on Instagram over here. This is also currently streaming to IMC TV and Stoic Temple YouTube channels. Everybody, if you catch the recording on Enlightened Masculinity on any of the apps, Apple, Spotify, whatever, leave a comment or review Enlightened Masculinity. And so back to Sultan. Brother, have we received any comments on the stream so far? Like question? Okay, so guys, comment. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the captivation. So, we're spitting game ideas that we've learned from AZD. When you live with a top player who has multiple relationships, they're coming and going. He's got everybody on a schedule. And so he needed to teach us how to be coordinated so that we're not catching eyes weirdly with other men's girls. It just creates all kinds of negative problems if you just run that situation in your mind. So that started during lockdown. There wasn't any going out. So the social dynamics were a bit limited and just kind of to the household where we live. And so we developed a lot of rules for how to live with each other without any static among the brothers based on like how women come around. That naturally bled over into when the world opened up again, our social dynamics. We also had studied pickup arts from the mystery method and the rules of being a wingman and things like that. So that was influenced, that was in it. And so we developed these ways of being for how to live with other guys who are players, who are ladies' men, without violating each other, the relationships, crossing lines, crossing communications. And we're very good at it. We developed that for years, and now we've moved to Las Vegas, the player center, the player capital of America. And so here's where the story continues.
Shout out to Fabian. Fabian's on. He's the one that posts on the page.
Yes.
On the clips on the page. He just commented. We have a question. He says, how
Yes, and I would like to give another shout out to Fabian. Fabian, he's been a student. I'd love if Fabian wants to even go live with us. He's from Germany, and we have other staff members that have created clips. Fabian took the clip, geniusly put the right music and tags and things on it, and blew up to 2 million views. And so this account has grown from a few hundred to 20,000 about. And so a lot of you guys got exposed to AZD and this philosophy through Fabian's efforts. And you're on the stream now probably because Sultan has been messaging you, and so you're getting aware of stuff. So that's why we're streaming to you, so you get aware of this stuff. So shout out Fabian. He's on. He asked how the first few days of Vegas are. Would love it if you want to live stream with us. I know it's late in the evening there in Germany, so you might be, getting ready for sleep. So what I would say is the first few days have been, there's an interesting two things happening. Obviously the game that's happening here, and I'll talk about that in just a quick second. The first thing I'll say is it's actually very uncomfortable because we don't have gas, it's cold water, can't cook, so we're malnourished, we eat healthy. We have a certain biohacking regimen that's part of AZD process that we teach. So that's the process of living that makes you more able to change yourself and become that best version, however cheesy cliche that is, but that you have a vision of how you want to be and you see role models of how you want to be, and it's difficult, and it's not going to not be difficult. But when you have the right routine daily and the right nutrition, and we are not like normal guys that will say nutrition, right? Like we're very different in every aspect, just like all the pickup coaches out there can't have multiple relationships. We are more advanced than other lifestyle coaches, and you just got to find out for yourself. Fuck around and find out. If it takes you a month, a week, a year, 10 years, some of you guys never sign up. Fuck it. Some of you guys sign up on the first day. That's what we talk about. So The it's been pretty uncomfortable the first few days here in Vegas, I'll be honest, but the rent is much cheaper than San Jose. I'm paying like 35 or 40% of what I was paying in San Jose. My living dwellings is probably 2 to 3 times better. The living rooms here are as big as our whole place back in San Jose. And these are marble floors, chandeliers, well, great neighborhood. Like, it's just ridiculous. So the quality of living's going up, even though we don't have gas yet. We get gas tomorrow. And the second part I was going to say about Vegas, uh, that also has two parts. The first part to that is it's the dry season. This is not the tourist season. So in about a month or two, it's going to get really happening here for about 6 months. It's going to be so many tourists, so many people. That's going to be a different story. Now, the second part to that is we've still made it happen. We've only gone out 3 nights with AZD for 2 to 3 hours each night. And we've made it happen, man. It's gone great. We combined, we've probably gotten 20 to 25 Instagrams or phone numbers, all of us, and a lot of new connections. We've had makeouts, like 4 makeouts, I think. Sultan's pulled a girl, a fine girl, all the way back to the place. You don't need to know much about that. It was just a pull, but I don't know if he wants to say. I mean, but there was not the hookup as much as you guys might think. But that's great. She's still around. She lives here. It ended well, and he's the first guy at base one to pull a girl. So, what do you do for work? Different things, but mostly we run IMC Nation. IMC Nation is a worldwide movement, and you're seeing it here. So we run that shit, and then we have a model agency, and we have a music label, and we have some other projects. We have a fighting center that we teach fighting. So we have other businesses. We have with the women, we have businesses. But what we here are doing is IMC Nation is a worldwide movement that requires management, and we do that. So can't talk right now. Right on. So Sultan, what would you say? How are the first few days in Vegas?
It is a bit mindful, man. I mean, we live in San Jose. You guys didn't know that are jumping on San Jose, California. We're moved here with AZD, of course. And I lived in California my entire life. I was born in Atlanta, but I lived in California my entire life. And learning what AZD like teaching, game, seduction, pickup, mindset, relationship, all these things that it teaches. That I have, like, we don't have to study for so long. Study for 9 years, I was studying for 4. There's so much information tech here that is not being used. What's not what what's not in San Jose because it's men. There's one guy. There's the ratio of the men and women.
Yeah, Silicon Valley. It's for people that work at Apple and Google and shit.
Right, tech, dirty guys. There's not many girls. So here, it's complete opposite. And right now, like you and Chris said, it's dry season. So in another month, it's going to be unreal. It's going to be even, right now, it's pretty mind blowing of how many women are out. In a month, it's going to be even more mind blowing because there's going to be like twice, 3, 4, 5 times as many women out there are right now.
Yeah, probably 10.
There's so much time, there's so much experience or so much knowledge that needs to express itself that hasn't been expressed. That now, as we're here, even only being 3 nights, it feels like a week has. It feels like I got about a week of experience right now. In San Jose, the experience that I got these past 3 nights that we have got, it would probably take. It's taken about like. It would take longer in San Jose to get what we got here, obviously, because there's no nobody to interact with there. It's so dry. Here it's like girl after girl after girl after girl after girl. It's just you just keep going and going and going. This is a thing that never sleeps 24 hours, 24/7. The place is running. Now we don't stay out 24/7. Discipline. We have other things going on. We're not just chasing girls. Like what I mean? Like that's what guys are fucking up. They don't understand what we're doing. This is not what I'm chasing. We're not chasing women.
That's true. This game is not chasing women. I made this great writing that I'm very proud of. I'm practicing my writing. I'm going to give you guys some free ebooks. We already have free ebooks. Like if you just sign up for the newsletter, you get free ebooks and free notes all the time. And you would have seen my writing because I sent it out on an email. And guys, we'll be ending this in about 10 minutes because I got so many messages to get to. That's what we do. Guy was asking what we do. We message about 50 to 100 people a day. And it's not just we're opening and they're not replying. We have conversations going with 50 to 100 people a day. And it's like, man, you got to keep it straight with everybody. Get so certain of your philosophy and really seeking to help guys. But, a lot of guys are so egotistical about learning game. They think they have it down. They think that they've been with 5, 10, 20 women in their life. And they're like, that's enough. Or they had one threesome back when. And it's like, I've lived, man. And You don't realize you haven't even started relationships, not because you need to sleep with 100 or 1,000 women, not at all. You just need the right dynamic. You're basically at zero because you have had zero relationships with the right dynamic, how she looks up to you, how you treat her, how you move through life with the woman, and your own purpose. All of the success coaches out there, all of them, they're all beta with women. You haven't even started the game yet. And that's very difficult for guys' ego to admit. And, you know, that's why a lot of guys that come to dating and pickup arts or whatever, they're the lost causes, the hard cases, because those are the only guys that are humble enough, or they're so miserable, or they had nothing to lose because they don't have anybody looking at them because they're actually losers in life. That's why that attracts a lot of those guys. And that's no problem, man. Fucking a lot of those get better too. But it should be known that AZD teaches really high-level people, lawyers, Harvard graduates, I'm a PhD, entrepreneurs, bodybuilders, professional athletes, gangsters, like high-level people that, not that a gangster's a high-level people, but high-level gangsters. And, you know, all kinds of everything in between, top-level real estate agents, like top guys, and all of the losers that also want to learn, and some of them become high-level people. I was a loser. I was getting a PhD, but I was totally terrible with women. Totally bad, even though I had slept with over 10 women, for sure, at that point. Can you give a short insight into ideal dynamic between man and women in a relationship? Yeah. Sultan, maybe you'd like to answer that first? I'd like to keep going on this. If you would maybe even consider pinning D. Marlboro's comment for everybody. And then we'll go back and forth, I think, on this. This is a great question because this is I think, one of, if not the most valuable things that AZD offers. And it is one of the most valuable things that any man could ever learn in his life, because almost all men will be ruined or destroyed by an improper relationship with women, their mother, their wife, their daughter, their sister, women in general. They fuck up their life, and they're depressed, they're suffering, they don't make as much money, they don't have as much friends, they lose out because they have improper relationship with women. And so very important. So ideal, like Sultan said, I mean, ideal is going to be different for everybody. But I definitely think that for the proper man, because I don't think a woman should be submissive to the wrong man. He's going to misguide her, mislead her. But as they say, or as I say, in evolutionary psychology, evolution of man, if she's dumb enough to follow the wrong man, then she deserves to go down with him, for sure. That's why we don't hold women so down when they move on to a better thing. If a woman's going to do better with another man, then so much for your feelings. Like, she should do better, and you should improve yourself. Here's the ideal dynamic. You should get a woman that looks up to you, that you survive better than her, that she follows your leadership and your guidance, and how much gruff or resistance you decide to put up with from her is up to you. Because that lowers your survival to take more time. But at the same time, you know, realistically, how little resistance should a woman give to you? Are you a good leader? She should resist and challenge faulty leadership. The problem is, with a lot of women, they think that they're right because they're in that habit of thinking that they're right all the time, because men just cater to them all the time. And so you got to overcome a lot of that habit if you want her in your life long term. As you get better and better at game, then you can be more selective, have higher standards and whatever. And so that would be an ideal dynamic, is a man of standards that she comes up to meet your standards, because it means more survival for her. To be with you and come up to your standards, she will survive better. And that's not, like I wrote about in my email, everybody. If survival was just money and power, then you would never be able to seduce a woman away from a rich, powerful man. You'd never be able to pull the woman off the celebrity if it was just about she wants a man that's famous, rich, and powerful. Game is different. Survival value is different than just money and power. So what is that? That's what we hack. That's what AZD teaches. That's what AZD hacks. We're just messengers here, everybody. Messengers for AZD. And I highly recommend signing up for the daily classes. The link is in the bio. Okay, that's what I'll hand over. There's more questions. We can always go back to the pinned question if you want, or to keep it pinned and maybe read the next one or whatever.
Why do you think men? I'll read. Let me read all of this. The same person, right? Why do you think men love harder and seem to get tired more quickly? And then he says, I'm 35 and always get burned by females because they don't seem to know how to take someone who's genuine and sincere. They seem to want to chase instead of being treated well.
So he said he loves hard, gets attached, gets burnt.
So he's saying, why do you think men love harder and seem to get attached?
Well, I don't think men do, some men, and that is a mother issue, right? And it's just, why do you need the female? I get it. Like, there are needs that we have as men that only females can satisfy, if we even want to call those needs. But the neediness is just, it's something lacking internally. It doesn't have to just be something you say with your mom and you get heal with your mom or heal that relationship. That's an important ingredient. Self-love, self-respect, and that comes from discipline, and the right kind of discipline, because discipline can also make a man very brittle and fragile to anything outside of his disciplines. Like, if he absolutely needs to do it this way because he's so disciplined like that, that's a fragileness, a fragility that is different than what we're talking about. And don't seem to know how to take someone who's genuine and sincere. Well, also there's awareness. So you might feel like you're being genuine and sincere, but the fact is that if we were to go back and forth with some questioning, I think you would see that when you're sincerely saying something, you are implying a bunch of other things, that you have a lot that you're conveying, not just what you're saying. And so it might feel like you're being sincere, but there's just a lot else being said. And they seem to want to chase instead of being treated well. Chase who? Chase you? Or chase someone else? They are chasing survival value, the character of the man who seems unaffected by them, because no matter how wise you are as a man, if you are affected emotionally by women of beauty, then you can be manipulated by women of beauty. And then all your survival value goes out the door, because you'll make wrong decisions, not like you would if you were unaffected by women. So that's why men of power and influence, they can lose their women because they're so emotionally affected that their survival value is actually very low in the presence of women, versus the man that's unattached but can still make good decisions. He has high value and he's unaffected by women of beauty. That's survival value. The man that's unaffected but still wise and smart. But how do you get unaffected? That's what we got the recipe. We got the medicine for you guys. How to be unaffected but still be cool. Like the secret is, if you have to force yourself to not be affected, you are still being affected. If you actually have to try to not be affected, that's being affected. We are actually not affected, and we're cool and know how to move socially. That's what we want you guys to get. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Yeah, I'm listening. Damn, that's deep. Man, I appreciate the feedback, guys. I'm just doing my best. Everybody, I'm a messenger. I'm a student. I am captain of IMC Nation. There's 3 captains. There's the top ranks under the founder. But I never let go of my student hat. I came here 9 years ago as a dork, a beta male. And I saw that I had much more potential because I had learned how to be beta. I'd learned how to be weak. It wasn't my natural being. Schooling and society and conditioning and media and everything made me weak. Nutrition made me weak. And I started my journey then. And I just became the best student for myself, selfishly. I was just selfish. I didn't invest $97 to support the movement. I invested $97 because I thought I would get a lot more out of it than $97 worth. I'd waste that money taking girls on dates or buying flowers or whatever. Wherever I would waste that money thinking I would do better. I would get more success with women if I used that money elsewhere. No, you get more success. Sultan, How long have we not had any beds? Yeah, I count 4 years. About 4 years. No beds. How many? I don't even want to go there. Do we get women? Have we dated strippers? Have you dated model? Okay. Regular girls, civilians, we call them. And the dynamic, the guy was asking, it was insight into the ideal dynamic. Did the women, did they talk to any of our housemates? Did they make any eye contact? Did they have any problem about it? Did they have any problem about no bed? It's very big. Bro. Bro. Yes, that's true. Sultan is 6 foot, like 6 foot or 6'1". If he laid down and stretched his arms, it would touch both walls. Like the arms and legs would touch both sides of his room. You know what I'm saying? So that's called game. That's survival value. What is it that we're able? Now we live in Vegas in a fucking huge house that we're gonna, just fill luxuriously. It's gonna be beautiful, right? And you'll see it. That's why I'm saying we're just new in Vegas. We've gone out 3 times and it's already accumulating into something. Give it 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years is just impossible to imagine. We are with the top player on earth. You gotta recognize we're just students. If you like this shit, I recommend signing up right away. Not tomorrow, not a week from now, not a month from now. $97. If you don't like it, if you hate it, man, peace be with you. Fucking go on your way. Like this is not for you. But I don't think that's what's gonna happen. And that's called game. That's survival. Something else was conveyed that the women got with us and stayed with us in a lot of cases. Some women fall short. They can't handle it. We're very high standards and we don't give a lot. And so that's why the woman that aligns is so appreciated, because she knows that we just don't need her, but we want her when she contributes. And when she contributes and there's no friction to our lifestyle, it's just like a breath of fresh air. It's very refreshing to be with a woman like that, actually. And that's the value that the woman brings. I don't get that breath of fresh air from my brothers in that way. It's different. So hell yes.
Girls don't want a guy that's easily available. If you're easily available, you can call you anytime. You can go to her house,
yes,
hang out with her, go buy her food, go get her drink. It's not attractive. You're not. It's not turning her on. She's not liking sports. Pretending to like you, but she's not attracted to that. She's attracted to a guy like me, a guy like you, Chris. Now, when she calls me, I'm not gonna answer her phone. Oh, bro, oh, you're being toxic. No, I'm not. I'm not finding her phone call. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna find her phone call. That shit's going on. That thing's going on. If I sit on the phone for 20 minutes and waste my time with some chick, for what? So if you're so easily available, it's not attractive. It's not attractive to a woman. And it's attractive when she chases you. And if you're so easily available, how could you give her the space to chase you if you keep reaching out to her? If you have no other women that you're talking to, you're chasing her because you don't have anyone else to talk to. So of course you're gonna talk to her. Now, if you have, now look at this. If you're talking to that girl that you like right now, you also, excuse me, had 10 other girls you're talking to, would you really be talking to this girl right now? No, you'd probably be hitting up the other 9. And if 7 of those weren't responding, you talk to the other. What is the other one? Other 2. So you don't have a selection of women. You just have one girl you're talking to, and you keep messaging her, reaching out to her, and she can't chase you because you're chasing her. So she's obviously not going to be attracted to you. She's going to find some guy like one of us that's not going to be chasing her, that's got other women in their life, that's got businesses, that's going out as a pack, that's going out as a group, and we're going out and we're showing we're going out. We're not hiding that. We're not hiding other women. We're very, very clear that we're with other women, that we're going out to the strip club, that we're going out to the nightclub. We're very clear on it. There's nothing to hide here. And the fact that you have to hide everything is making you weaker for sure. And she's not going to be as attracted to you versus the guy that's going to tell the truth. What's the guy's name that you post all the tattoos? His name is AZD. It's this guy right here. Look, this guy is AZD. Here you go. AZD is that guy right there. He lives with us. And he's the guy with all these Instagram videos that you guys are watching. He's the #1 player on earth. We live with him. We lived with him for 4 years. And he teaches every single day at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So if you guys want to jump on the next class, you should sign up. I don't even know why you jump on a free class. Just sign up for the program. I mean, geez. I mean, if you guys been watching, all the clips you're watching on these pages are from his classes. You think those clips are good for 10 or 15 seconds? Jump on a class.
And there is a free class tomorrow. Tomorrow, there's a free class at 10 a.m. So just, you guys live, yes, we live together and we live with AZD. So that's what's going on. So his profile is in the bio, in the description for the Instagram account here. So you can find him right there. And there's an open class tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific. Right now it's 12:30 Pacific. So in 21 and a half hours, there's an open class on Zoom. Just make sure you DM the account to get the link. It's not going to be streamed like publicly on Instagram. And I'll be going in just a minute because so much business to attend to. If you guys have any last questions, now would be the time to do that. Definitely, just going back to there was an analogy. Some of you guys have been on to this whole class, so I appreciate that. And, join, get closer to IMC. You don't have to just listen to us. Just like I was saying, if you turn around and there's the 600-pound behemoth of a man and you feel the power differential, or there's a group of 10 or 12 alpha males, just warriors, fighters, gangsters, something, they're close connected, and you just feel there's a power differential there. The power, the dynamic, the ideal dynamic between men and women, like we have in the pinned post, she should be looking at you like, man, he's so much more powerful. And there is an intimidation to that. And there is a submissiveness to that. And that's where if you're not a good leader, she'll fuck you up with your reputation. If she gives you that submissiveness and then you misguide it, you mistreat it, you hurt, you injure the flower, then she's going to broadcast that, and that's going to ruin your rep to wherever you are. Now, she can also be a liar, and women tend to be liars. They do that. If they do you wrong, they don't want people to think that they did you wrong and that they're a bad catch. So they'll shame you because they're better at it. People listen to women more like that. They have more social power like that. That's why you need pre-selection. You need other women. You need women on your arm. I got a woman that's tattooed my face on her arm, just like a few weeks ago. Like, new women got to look at that. Like, what? Is she a dumbass? Is she a bimbo? Nah. Here's my other woman and my other woman. You think they're all dumbasses? What are you thinking? Listen to me. And then so she listens. Anyway, I'm giving away, things that I do and said. So that's an ideal dynamic. Move with power and influence, and it will influence the woman. And then you'll get an experience of what that's like when the woman looks at you like you're so much more powerful than her. Then you'll realize how short your game falls, that you don't know how to lead a delicate little deer that's looking at you, or even just a lioness. It doesn't have to be a deer. It could be a tigress. It could be a vicious animal just like you, but she's submitted to you and following you. And if you fuck up at all, she's going to bite you. That's a nice dynamic, actually. Keeps you sharp. In that way, the woman keeps you sharp. She doesn't do anything directly to keep me sharp, except her negativity. If I fall off, if I become dull, I don't want to deal with that. So I stay sharp. Okay, that's my last parting words. Everybody sign up, join in the open class even, or if you don't want to wait for just an open class, you can sign up and start watching the recordings right away. And when you sign up, you get an orientation call with us. So that's a 15-minute Zoom call that we go one-on-one. You'll get a private video that you'll see details of how to study AZD, and then you'll get a 15-minute orientation call with us on a calendar, just whenever it fits for your schedule. And then we'll go into specifics about what are you going through in life and what's even better to study, like what's some pinpointed things for you. And then you get all the recordings, hundreds of recordings from AZD of hour-long mastermind meetings with us, with not just us, but like the crew of IMC, like 60, 70 guys. On the inner circle that show up live, there's hundreds of guys on the program, but the class people who show up live is like 60 or whatever. Right now, I mean, it'll be more in the future, but that's what I got to say about that. Any last words, Sultan?
Yo, and it, just the guys that are on the stream, do whatever you can to either don't get on a free class or join the program. If you have $97, let me tell you this. I gave up real estate to be here. I gave up real estate. I was making about $12,000 every other month, and I was the beginning of real estate. However, my father is still in the business for over 20 years. And I was on track to be making, I was going to make millions. My dad is loaded, okay? And not to show off, but I'm just showing you where I could have been. However, I still gave all that up to be here.
And let me add to that, because that's a lot of guys would think that he helped you out so much. How much has dad helped you out studying AZDs.
Zero.
So dad makes millions. Sultan's invested tens of thousands to be in the position he's in, and he came up with all that money himself as a young 20-something-year-old. Now he's 27. So get that. And just because his dad's rich doesn't mean that that's what his easy ticket was here. He got helped at not at all.
Yeah, it took time and it took energy, but I knew this is what I need. This is what I have to do. And it started with getting on a program that I did. I didn't do the $97 program. I did a much more expensive program. However, you guys are, fortunate to be in that position you are to sign up for your first program for only $97, dude. Man, when I signed up, I didn't pay $97. I paid $25,000. And I knew I'm smart enough, and you should be smart enough to see if you spent $97 right now and signed up for the program and you didn't like it. Let's say you didn't like it, which you're just gonna fucking blow your mind. But let's say you didn't like it, whatever reason. You can make $97 easily. I knew when I signed up for the 25K program, I could make that money back easily. It might take some time, whatever, because $97 for $25,000 is a huge difference. But you can make you spend $97 every week on Starbucks and shoes and little shirts and shit that you buy for yourself. Dude, how can I see the first class tomorrow? Message this account. I get you the link in the morning. I get the link an hour before class, around an hour. I'll send you the link. That's how you do it, okay? If anybody wants to jump on the class, tomorrow it's 10 a.m. Pacific time. And message this account or whatever account you're watching, and we'll get you the link. Okay, that's what we do. This is what we're here to do. Get you on the class, okay?
Hell yeah. That was a great outro. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it, Sultan. And today is Thursday, so we might see you tomorrow for another stream. Stay tuned.
See you guys. Also, one last thing. If you guys are on this account, turn your live notifications on.
Yes.
Randomly. After the live behind the scenes, you'll see AZD, the guy with all the tattoos. You'll see him behind the scenes live, whether he's driving, talking to women, talking to us, lecturing, teaching, maybe just short snippets, okay?
Yeah.
We don't have time to answer that question, brother. What is the number one quality women seek in a man? Brother?
Yeah, you got to come.
Okay. Yeah, jump on the class tomorrow, ask the question to AZD. He will give you the answer.
Right on. That's great. Thank you. Os. And the Zoom over here.